Hello, good evening everybody, and welcome to round number 8 of the North American Grand Prix Monday Night Formula Masters Championship, coming to you live from Imola, Autodromo di Enzo Ferrari in Imola, Italy. We have a great race in store for you tonight, hopefully. And let me welcome my broadcast partner here tonight, Brad Maris. Brad, welcome.
Hi, Al. Thanks. Yeah, these drivers really skilled around this place. I don't know how many races we've had here at Imola, but it's always a pretty close affair, and almost always a surprise, Al. Something always happens around this place that really gets the blood boiling, and yeah, I think we're seeing it right now. Looking at that timing and scoring real quick, Al. Jump in there. John Wathen. Where'd John Wathen come from? David Rowley up there at the top. I like it.
Yeah, it's a track those two guys usually do pretty well at. Remember last season, Rowley was out front. Actually, Wathen was out. Both those guys were out front early in that race, and well, things didn't work out that way too well for them last season in the Abarth. But they've got this track figured out, as does Chris Moses, who swept Imola last season in both the GT and the Abarth. So look for him to do well here tonight, but we're about ready to move over here into this qualifying session, and it's got a couple minutes here before we switch it over, and we'll be ready to go. Take a quick look at the track map. This track is going to be 31 laps here tonight at Imola, and I'll tell you what, it is a very demanding circuit. 17 corners, very famous names. Variante Alta, Acqua Minerale, Ravazza, very tough corners to really master here. But it's going to be a fun night, Brett.
Yeah, it's a tough track to master, and particularly in these cars. I tell you, these guys are going to have to set up carefully for that curbing. And taking some recon laps around here, I tell you, that chicane, Variante Alta, these guys are entering that chicane with a ton of speed. I mean, you can really get away with braking late in there. So some trouble spots to watch out for, but should be a fun night.
Yeah, it should be really good as these guys make their way out on their out lap here to start this 25-minute qualifying session. Got a few guys carrying some weight here tonight. Some success ballast, quite a few guys actually, but Chris Moses is not. Aaron Parsons is carrying 10 kilograms of ballast. I believe he had the best time on the server leading into tonight's qualifying session. But these guys are going to have their hands full. It's very tricky if they get out wide onto that green stuff, and especially through Variante Alta, that chicane there. It's very tricky to get the power down on exit of that chicane. Let's jump on board here at Chris Moses as he's about to start his flying lap here at Imola.
Yeah, you mentioned Aaron Parsons. Chris Moses as well, showing some really good pace there in our official practice sessions coming up to turn 1 now, and boy, this one's nice to get right. You got to take the braking just as late as you possibly can with this one, and set up well to be able to get on throttle the whole way through. Chris Moses probably entered a little deeper than he would have liked to, but another fun little left-right complex here. Got to take some chances on this one. Main thing is to set up for this second corner. You definitely want to be on the throttle as flat as you can, as early as you can. And pretty straight ahead second gear corner here for these guys. Actually a lot of grip. If you do set up well, you can get on the throttle very early. And now we're getting into some trouble sections on this track, Al. You know it as well as I do. So some of the high speed chances you have to take around some of these very demanding corners. And coming to this double right-hander down here at the bottom, got to take the braking pretty deep. Saw actually quite a few guys running wide there on exit in practice, and then this Variante Alta very late braking into the chicane here, and kind of just have to trust that the setup is going to stick for you. Chris Moses out onto that green you mentioned just a little bit, very slippery out there. but got through it well enough, and the last two corners, no less demanding than the rest of the track, really, Al. Always sucks you in here, this penultimate corner. Moses electing to go with second, so pretty tall second gear. Maybe takes a little wide there coming off the final corner, but pretty fast lap around this place. These guys turning those mid-41s.
Chris Moses is going to check in with a 42.2. Parsons, 43. I'm sorry. Parsons, what's up, Parsons? Not sure what Parsons did. 42.4 for Matt Taylor. So Chris Moses on provisional pole for the time being. As now, Aaron Parsons electing to go out. So another lap here. As is Moses, so it looks like the softs are going to be good for a couple laps at this on the qualifying attempts.
Yeah, so far so good. Seem to be holding up okay, as I am still on board with Chris Moses. He's looking fine.
Take a look at the splits. Oh, Parsons taking a little bit too wide. Tiago Canola currently sitting in 6th. He's up 4/10 in the first sector, so it looks like he is on a good lap here through Aqua Minerale. One of my favorite corners. Keeping it real tidy through there. A lot of these guys going to be running wide on the exit of that corner. And it's going to be allowed, but I guess it's at your own peril there.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's fine, but I think you're right. It is at your own peril, because it can be treacherous.
Yeah, so normally we run at least one tire. You got to keep at least one tire on the inside the curbing, but that was waived here for this track. I think we did the same thing last season, but. So Moses improves, Canola improves as well. He's going to jump up to 4th, but right now it's Moses, Taylor, Nunez, and Canola. Those are your top 4. Trying to pick up David Rowley here. Oh, Roddy Nunez is on a flying lap. Jump on board. Roddy currently sitting in 3rd.
Yeah, one of those carrying success ballast here is Ronnie Nunez, so 20 kilograms for Ronnie Dyke. Whoa, there's the slickiness.
Yep, that's what we were talking about. So Parsons is still on a flyer. Marty Uren currently in 8th. Now going back to Chris Moses, this was, let's see, this is the 8th race of the season. This is he had not won or grabbed the pole last season up until this race, so things are looking pretty good for him right now at the moment.
Yeah, looking okay so far, but boy, coming off his worst point season finish of the season there last week at Brands Hatch, so collecting only 9 championship points there, but still well and truly in the hunt for this season 28 championship is Chris Moses.
So Marty Ured does not improve. Savoy was looking quite racy here as well. John Watson in the... Oh, Watson's got a no-qual tonight, so I forgot about that.
Oh.
After taking out his teammate last week at Brands Hatch. Kevin Miller was looking quite racy as well. I was looking at his times in the standings here leading up to tonight. He is currently in 12th. Miller looks like he's on an outlap. Go ahead, Brad.
I was going to say, Al, that qualifying is one thing for this event. The race, a whole different animal around this place. In some ways around this track, it doesn't matter so much where your qualifying effort is. The race is going to count for most of it. So got to have good consistency in the race here tonight.
Am I coming through on the broadcast? You guys hear me all right? You guys are talking about, but
I don't know. Can our viewers hear Al okay?
We'll see.
Yeah.
So anyway, Kevin Miller, I'm sorry, that was Kevin Savoy. So Kevin Savoy now has jumped up to, well, he was up to 5th for a moment, it's dropped down to 6th. As it is Parsons. Now Matt Taylor jumps up to 3rd. Pick up Dan Parsons, who has jumped in the pit lane.
Yep, in the pits at the moment. Boy, that is an impressive time there by that Matt Taylor there with those 20 kilograms.
Take a look now at Kurt Chandler. Kurt is putting in a boatload of laps for this race here tonight. Currently sitting in 15th, getting in here a bit late for the race here tonight. Just squeaking in here right before qualifying, so I might just be getting his feet wet here as Moses improves to a 41.9.
Yeah, quickly. Sorry, I'll quickly back to Curtis Chandler there. So continues his point scoring streak, taking home championship points in every race this season so far is Curtis Chandler.
So Kevin Savoy looks like he's about to close out this lap.
Yeah, quite a few second gears through that last corner.
So no improvement for Savoy. Remains in 6th. Curving here, quite treacherous. And you see a lot of guys fighting the wheel. Savoy is a bit behind in the first sector.
Boy, these Formula Master cars really get around this place.
Ouch. So, much like last week, a lot of these guys pushing a little too much. Finding their way off track, and Curtis throwing it off. Case in point. So Chris Moses looking to improve on his time, but yeah, last week's qualifying was quite the session. As a lot of guys are really throwing it off track there, the most we've seen in quite some time.
It was messy.
It was, as Canola now has improved to second best here with a 42.2. David Rowley, we saw him in the 41s in the practice session, but has not been able to improve. He is currently sitting in 21st, so not sure what's going on with Rowley.
Yeah, 10 seconds off the best time that we've seen him put in, so yeah, not sure what's going on with that, but half of our clock has run off this session, so you better start doing something.
Larson is on an out lap. Taylor looks like he's on a flyer here. These guys really taking liberties here at Aqua Minerale, but
yeah, I mean, you know, those are the rules that are in place, and I guess they're going to decide to go ahead and push the boundaries, particularly here in qualifying. I don't think we'll see as much of it during the race, but yeah, well, you know, that's the way of things. So if it's there and they can take advantage of it, why not?
Taylor coming around. Bit of a moment there on exit for Taylor. Ravazza. The first leg of our trip to Italy. Next week is Monza, as Taylor fails to improve on his best lap. Nikita Nemtsev back tonight, currently sitting in 17th. And just over 11 minutes to go here in this session. Oscar Lithgow had a very nice run last week at Brands Hatch, currently sitting in 10th. John Houston with his best run of the season last week, took second place at Brands Hatch, and he is about to throw it off, him and another guy. So he is currently in 11th. Chris Moses improves on his time again, so up to 41.8. I got a feeling Parsons is going to be able to better his time a little bit. I don't think he's been able to get a solid run in here quite yet. As I saw him in the 41s. Sam Rolfe, we're following him right now, currently in 13th. Imola still sitting in second. He's on an outlap. Ian Jolicoeur. Big slide from Ian. He is currently in 8th. Fred Chandler still unable to improve on his best lap. He is currently in 19th. As we run down the order here, Ronnie Nunez is taking it wide, currently in 7th. So looks like that weight might be affecting Ronnie here a little bit. Mascarelli back in 20th. There we go, David Rowley now. Rally appears to be on an outlap. Jonathan Cuppett back in 15th. On board with Cuppett.
Yeah, Jonathan Cuppett posting mostly points finishing results here over the course of this season, missing out only there at Albert Park. But otherwise, a pretty solid season there.
Scapa takes it off. Like he was suffering from a bit of understeer through that corner. Sergio Calderon back in 21st. Moses again improves on his time, so he is now up to a 41.7. The only person in the 41s up to this point. Luis Nieto, he is improved on his time. He is now in 5th. Times are really close from 2nd through 9th. Under a second covering those guys.
Yeah, and that's...
Go ahead, Brett.
I was going to say that's more or less what we would expect to see again. These guys, many laps here at Imola, so one we run pretty often.
So Nieto carrying 10 kilograms of success for last week and 10 penalty weight. So he's got 20 total here tonight, but he's unable to improve on his time. Nunez back on board with him. Ooh. You can see that. Those first two corners on that first chicane. Curbing is quite rough. Plus you have those, I'm not sure what they're called, but they're inside the corner, those black, kind of like speed bumps.
Yeah, ballard type things.
Yeah, they really upset the car. You can see a lot of those guys. I mean, typically we run a lot of ride height here for this track. Mainly to get through Variante Alta and Turn 1 complex, but it still does a number on the car if you really try to take too much of that. Those chicanes, but looks like Nunez is on an outlap. Kevin Miller currently in 12th. Nikita Nemtsev looks like he's on a flyer here. Back to the gaps. Ooh, Nikita turns it around. Kevin Miller. Oh, we got a party here at the exit of Variante of Aqua Minerale here. Everybody's taking it off.
Yeah, that's where the party is going to get started, is down at that corner for sure, if there's going to be one.
So Matt Taylor had to negotiate all those cars off there, but don't know if he lost much time through that section. We'll see what happens here if he's able to improve on his time. Just about 6 minutes left here in this qualifying session. Taylor brings it to the line. And doesn't look like he's going to improve, so he's going to remain in 5th. So, big gaggle of cars there coming out on track. David Rowley on board with him. He has worked his way up to 19. And he's going to take it off. So it looks like he is on an outlap. On board with Tiago.
Yeah, I haven't looked back in at Tiago too often here, have we? But he has quietly put in a very nice time, and who knows? Maybe he thinks he's come up with a bit more, but geez, it's going to take another half second to get up to Chris Moses. Dude really laid down a fast one.
Really nice through that last chicane. Keeping it in 3rd the whole way through.
Yeah, looking good off the last couple corners as well, Al.
Nunez now jumps up to 2nd, bumping Canola down to 3rd. So Tiago unable to improve. Ryan,
yeah, very nice time.
Yep. Canola,
Ronnie,
2/10 off in the first sector. Go ahead, Brett.
Ronnie Nunez still not quite within 1/2 second of Chris Moses, just outside 1/2 second, but impressive nonetheless with those 20 kilograms of ballast.
Ooh, Canola pushed it a little too hard. Great tricks. We haven't talked about Mike Great Tricks so far tonight, but he's had quite a string of points finishes the last 2 or 3 races here. So Mike having a good showing the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, sure has. Yeah, finishing inside or right around the top 10 here, our last 4 events. So it has been a very nice run.
Yeah, both of those events hasn't qualified around where he is now. It's currently in 14, but nonetheless, he's been able to improve once the race has started. Just 3 minutes to go here. Let's see what Great Tricks can do if he can improve on his time. Nope. He does not.
No, he doesn't improve.
Go ahead, sorry.
Everyone else pretty static too, but these are the last laps, the last ditch effort here, so we're going to see some guys pushing pretty hard here.
Yeah, we got Chris Moses and Ira Parsons running nose to tail here, so these two guys are about to start a flying lap.
Yeah, we've seen those tires hold up for 2 flying laps, so they should be able to get around and start that a timed lap and still have time for 2 more.
Yeah, so it looks like, oh yeah, Parsons brings it into the pits. Interesting. So he might be done.
He is done. He's not going to be able to get around and get another lap in now.
So Moses on a flyer here. Nunez just ahead of him on track. So Nunez off in the first 2 sectors, so looks like he may be on an outlap. Nieto. And right behind him, Jonathan Cuppet. Guys going to start their flying laps here. It's going to count. Ian Jolicoeur, he has jumped up to 4th ahead of Aaron Parsons, so let's see where he ends up here. He's going to have time for one more. Does not improve. Mascarelli currently in 20th. Chris Moses well off in the first 2 sectors here on this lap, so he's going to have time for one more, I suspect. Got 7 seconds before the flag here. Oh, he's done.
Yeah, I think that's, wow.
Let's see if we can pick up the front runners here. Guys still out on track. Aaron Parsons finishing up a lap here. He's all done. Nemtsev. Ooh, Canola now jumps up to 2nd with a 42 flat.
Wow.
Nemtsev back in 18th. Let's see if he can improve here. He does.
Yeah,
He
picked up a
jumps
spot.
Picks up a spot, yep. Ooh, Ian turns it around. Cup it. Might be the last to act here. And cup it. Does he improve? He does not. Ooh. Well, Parsons is still out there on track. I wonder if he was able to get it in, Brad. Looks like Canola's still going here. Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, Canola takes it off. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening here. Yeah, it's just Canola and Parsons on track. Oh yeah, that was Canola.
There
Once
we
he
go.
brought it in, that was it. Wow. So there you have it. Chris Moses snatching his first pole position of the season. So the guy does quite well here at this track previous season. So yeah, he's looking good. Canola with a great time, jumping up to 2nd. And it looks like Nieto and Nunez have dropped, but I suspect them to jump back in here before this session kicks over. So before the race starts. So it is Chris Moses, the only guy in the 41s in this qualifying session with a 41.7. Canola with a 42 flat, 3/10 off. But I tell you what, the positions 2nd through 7th, or 1st through 7th, within a second here. So it's going to be an interesting race here, Brad. Hopefully these guys can stay a little calm at the start here, because it is a tricky circuit to master once the race starts. But let's take a quick look at the standings here as we're about to start this 8th race of the season. I'm using my new tablet for the first time here instead of my usual laptop, so it seems to be working okay. Let's see here. Bang, bingo. All right, here we go. So yeah, After last week's big win from Matt Taylor, he has jumped up into the lead in the Drivers' Championship with 117 points. He's 5 up on Ronnie Nunez with 112. Chris Moses in third with 99, but that bonus point for that pole brings him up to 100, 17 points back of his teammate who's leading this series. Luis Nieto in fourth, 93 points, and Parsons fifth with 83. In the the team championship, PMR, Precision Motor Racing, Matt Taylor, Chris Moses leading with 216 points. Second, Monty Python Racing, that's Ronnie Nunez and David Poole, who is not here tonight. He has 100. They have 157 points. D-Brock Dam Bam, it's John Houston and Aaron Parsons making a late push here with 155 points. Kung Fu Racing in fourth, that's Ian Jolicoeur and Marty Uren with 139 points, and Rocky Road Racing with 97. That is Luis Nieto and Brian Story. So a late surge there from T-Brock, but I think it might be a little too late, Brad. What do you think?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, it's going to take problems for PMR, Matt Taylor and Chris Moses. I mean, if those guys run into problems, then it brings all these other teams back into play, and I mean all these other teams. So there's a good 6 teams behind them that Precision Motor Racing comes away with, 1 or 2 points with both cars having trouble. Well, then it's all to play for. So I don't think we can't rule that classification out for anybody at this point, Al. I mean, 5 races left to go. That's a lot of possible mishaps out there on track.
Yeah, you're right. And sorry, just responding here to someone in the race chat. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. It's going to take a lot of luck for Monty Python and T-Brock Dam Bam to make up some ground. But what are we? 12 races. We got 5 races, including tonight, total. So yeah, I mean, it is quite possible. Bad luck could strike those guys, but they've been very consistent up to this point. So we shall see what happens. But we are just waiting here for the session. We got about a minute and change here, minute and a half before we move on to the race. So Brad, let's run down the starting order for tonight's race. Chris Moses is going to be starting from pole position, his first pole of the season, followed by Tiago Canola in second. Ronnie Nunez going to start third. Ian Jolicoeur fourth. And Aaron Parsons is going to be starting fifth.
Your points leader with Matt Taylor with 20 kilograms on board takes 6th. Luis Nieto starts right behind in 7th. Marty Uren is in 8th. Kevin Savoy picked up 9th. And John Houston starts 10th.
Oscar Lithgow with a nice qualifying run. He's going to start 11th. Sam Rolfe 12th. Kevin Miller 13th. Mike Greatrix 14th. And Jonathan Cuppett's going to start 15th.
David Rowley showing good pace in practice, not so much in qualifying, will take 16th, and Nikita Nemchev, our new driver here, takes 17th. Gregory Myers 18th, Curtis Chandler 19th, Lou Mascarelli 20th.
Calderon's going to start 21st, followed by Brian Story 22nd, and John Wathen's going to be bringing up the rear in 23rd. What could have been for Wathen, he was looking quite racy in practice, but he's going to be starting from the back here. Can have his work cut out for him, but he's patient. He can make up some positions for sure.
Yep.
Ten seconds to go here, as we're about to go green from Imola. Ooh. Good start for Chris Moses here as Tiago Canola gets a little out of shape leaving the starting line. And he's going to lose a couple positions here leading into turn 1. Looks like most of the field getting through there okay. Moses Nunez and Aaron Parsons in third. Joe LaCour shuffled up to fourth. Canola's falling back behind Luis Nieto.
Wow.
Looks like we might have an off here. Yep, I think that's Kevin Miller. Actually, that might be Kevin Savoy who's gone off. Big slide there as Parsons had a look at Joe LaCour going into Variante Alta. Nieto hanging on tightly to Chris Moses here at the opening start of this race.
Well, relatively clean back here through the field, Al. I think these guys shouldn't say anything, but over the last couple 3-4 weeks, starts have been pretty darn nice.
Yeah, it's been pretty impressive here. These guys have really cleaned up their act, but I'll tell you what, Joe LaCour having a look on the outside of Chris Moses. Ronnie Nunez is going to take a position away from Moses. These two going to. This is for the lead. Running side by side. As Joe LaCour slicing back and forth. Wow, these two really battling tooth and nail here, and it's going to be Nunez is going to win that fight, jump out into the lead.
Boy, that's trouble for Chris Moses. Ronnie Nunez, he figures will not have as good a pace with those 20 kilograms on board, so this could stack things up behind. Now, we did have an off back there, Al. Might have been Luis Nieto.
Wow, these top five really bunched up here. On board with Canola. Now, there's a little bit of separation there, but something happened with Moses out front that really bunched up this group of cars. And keep in mind, Moses not carrying any weight. Not Roddy carrying 20. Parsons carrying some weight. Canola is not carrying weight. Joe LaCour, I believe, is carrying weight as well. Really intense battle here at the start. This is for the lead of the race. Jumping on board with Joe LaCour.
Boy, just wondered what happened to Tiago. I wasn't up there in front to see how he had gotten shuffled back, but starting from the second position there, not good news for him. Well of a battle for that lead, though.
Yeah, Canola kind of got caught off at the start, got a little sideways. And lost some traction there, but man, this is really close here at the start. David Raleigh out.
Boy, Marty Uren making a mistake back there for a bit has allowed Sam Rolfe to come through into the top 10 to 9th.
So, a little change of events here for Moses compared to last season. Was not going to be able to jump out to that quick lead here that he was able to manage last season. So he is sandwiched between Nunez and Joe LaCour running in third, and right behind him is Parsons and then Tiago Canola. A bit further back, Oscar Lithgow with a tremendous start, now up to 6th after starting from 11th. Followed by John Houston, Kevin Savoy, Sam Rolfe. Really intense battle here between Rolfe, Cuppet, looks like Marty Uren, Luis Nieto, and Matt Taylor now. Taylor has fallen back to 13th.
Yeah, he must have been the one involved, I believe, with Luis Nieto. Both those drivers getting put back a little bit. But with plenty of speed, so you know that they're going to be looking to come through the slower traffic.
Ooh, we got an off. I believe that's Kevin Savoy as Taylor has a look on the inside of Nieto. Ooh, wow, and he gets the pass made. Nice job from Taylor. Very nice pass. Chandler moves up a spot. I believe that might have been Kevin Miller, sorry.
Yeah, and as you watch that battle, the action's still pretty hot up front. Ian Joe LaCour made a mistake. Aaron Parsons had a look, couldn't quite get it done.
Parsons having a look on the outside of Joe LaCour through turn 1. Ooh, Parsons, oh! Nearly gets into Canola. Oh, that thing, he was all 4 wheels off the ground, and he almost rocketed on top of Canola, but somehow Canola managed to get by unscathed.
Wow. Just saw that on the replay, or as the broadcast caught up. Holy cow.
So now Canola moves up a position. Savoy is out. So yeah, it looks like he was the one that went off. It's still Joe LaCour, Nunez, Moses, and then Joe LaCour, your top 3. So this is important laps lost for Moses as a bonus point for leading the most laps. So behind the 8 ball right now, Chris Moses is.
Well, he has to be a little happy. There's slightly less pressure from behind at the moment, though, until Ian perhaps can catch back up. That gives him an opportunity to work on Nunez here. I can tell you right now, Chris Moses is working as hard as he possibly can to try to make this pass. I think he figures he probably has better pace.
Heavy on the brakes entering Ravazza, so he might have gotten a run on Ronnie here on exit. Could be it for Nunez. Looks like Moses is going to get the pass made down the front straight. Moses is going to hold the inside here going into turn 1. And he makes it stick. Ronnie looking to answer here. Ooh. Very close between those two. Moses hangs on to that. Wow.
Yeah, that is a tough way to get it done for sure. But you see the momentum lost just with that very short battle, and now it's suddenly a 3-way fight for that lead once again.
Yeah, looks like Canola's caught back up, so it's a 4-way battle here. Let's race quickly. Laps quickly winding down here, already working lap 6.
Yeah, 10 minutes in, doesn't
Ooh,
quite seem
Joe LaCour
like it,
takes it off. So he's going to give up a spot to Canola and Parsons. So Joe LaCour dropping 2 positions.
Yeah, not too much pressure from behind if you're Joe LaCour at the moment, so perhaps a chance to kind of reset.
That battle for second continues to, for first, continues to rage here as Chris Moses locking up again into Ravazza. I know he complained of a flat spot a couple races ago that really hurt his times. We're on board with Nunez now, looking to make the pass on Moses.
Yeah, taking big advantage of the draft.
Yep. So Nunez now back out front.
Wow, and with those 20 kilograms, you have to say Nunez is running much lower downforce than Chris Moses to make the pass. That is pretty easy, really. Wow.
So second and a half, separating 1 through 4 in the early stages of this race.
Wow, Luis Nieto already back up to the 6th position after falling down there, just outside the top 10.
Oh, Nunez takes it wide. Ooh, Rolf's out. Thiago Canola now looking to take advantage. Chris Moses now back pass. Whoa, as Nunez has to cut the chicane. Holy smokes, these guys are driving like maniacs. Nunez may drop a spot here to Canola. This is not looking good here. Nunez defends. Good exit here from Thiago. Could put him out front ahead of Nunez, but Nunez recovered nicely.
Oh, he sure did. That almost looked like a done deal there, but it was pretty close. But they managed to, they're both still running.
Very intense battle here, but Nieto, yeah, you're right. He is working his way up through the field, up to 6. Now Marty as well, now running 7th. It's Taylor, who was back in 13th, has worked his way up to 8th, followed by Houston 9th. Chandler running in the top 10, followed by Kupik, Greatrix. Kevin Miller just gets past Oscar Lithgow, so Lithgow must have made a mistake. He has fallen well back to 14th. Greg Myers in 15th. John Wathen, he is running in 16th. Behind him is Nikita Nemtsev, Sergio Calderon, Mascarelli, and looks like Stories. I don't know where he is on track, but he is running in 20th. So Chris Moses maintains his lead here. Over Ronnie Nunez and Thiago Canola. So that lead starting to stretch out a little bit between Nunez and Moses.
Yeah, I think it took a lap or two for things to finally settle down a little bit for Chris Moses to work into a groove and perhaps have some pace here on Ronnie Nunez. I guess that remains to be seen, but boy, 15 minutes in, it's already not too early to start thinking about these possible upcoming pit stops. You know, that can really shake things up in terms of if you can gain a position on a guy in front. And I'm wondering if Ronnie Nunez might not have a little something up his sleeve here tonight. We've seen him pull some chicanery here in the last couple of events, and with those 20 kilos, he might try to work something out on terms of strategy here again tonight.
Thiago had a look on the outside of Nunez there going into 1, but yeah, we've seen Nunez really stretch out his stints here. The last couple races, pitting a lot later than everybody else, as you can see. Parsons in Canola's mirrors, as Parsons may have a look here on Canola. Does not, but Canola's another guy who has a tendency to pit late, so it's going to be interesting to see what second and third do once pit stops start. 31 laps, but guys pit in around 15, 16. Sorry, Greg.
Yeah, no, I was just taking a look at that 10th place battle. I hadn't put my actual eyeballs on it, but looking at the scoring pylon, wow, those guys are running pretty close.
Really close, and Chandler has an off. I'm not sure if that was an assisted off or what, but he has gone off. So tough break for Curtis. He's dropped down to 16th.
Oh, he had done such work. Had just got himself into the top 10, did Curtis Chandler.
Oh, and this battle up front is just insane. As Parsons now having a run. And Joe LaCour as well. They're going to go 3 wide. Oh, big incident. Canola off. I believe he might have had some contact with Joe LaCour. And perhaps Parsons, and Canola's out. Ooh, that is not good.
Boy, that was some rough luck here for Tiago Canola. I tell you, he has really been involved in a lot of incidents. Don't know if that one was of his own making, but the recent ones haven't been, I tell you that. And if I'm Tiago Canola, I'm pretty hot if I didn't have much to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, this pace has been pretty frantic up front, and I had a feeling something like that was going to transpire at some point, and unfortunately Canola gets caught up in that, which is a really huge shame for him because he was looking really racy here tonight. So the gap now up front, Moses has rocketed out to a 6-second lead as these guys are fighting. Now Nunez has taken the spot away from Canola, so now Nunez moves up into second. So
yeah, well, it's pretty contested, but hard to say what kind of damage these guys have got on those cars now.
It's Joe LaCour and Nunez. Joe LaCour looking on the inside of Ronnie. Ronnie's going to hang on to it. Marty Uren under some pressure from Matt Taylor a little further back as Parsons now has a run on Joe LaCour into one, and he gets the pass made. So these positions really swapping around here. It's almost lap after lap. Now Parsons may have a run here on Nunez.
I think this is absolutely a case. Whoa.
And he gets
I think this is absolute. Wanted to see what Ian was going to do there before I finish my point. I think this is absolutely a case of a downforce playing a role. We are seeing Nunez not able to get through the twisties as well as these other guys, and he's obviously running less wing. As Ian has a look.
Wow.
So. But Nunez obviously has good advantage down the straight, and if you're running Nunez, maybe you played that pretty well with the 20 kilograms of ballast you have on board. Obviously, if you can stay out on the straight, it's most difficult to pass in the corner. So,
well, pretty amazing run here. Let's look further back as Marty Uren now under a lot of pressure here from Matt Taylor. This is for 6th. Taylor carrying 20 kilograms of ballast for right now. Right behind him, Houston running in 8th. So pretty good job overall for PMR as they're running 1st and 7th presently. 3rd and 6th for Kung Fu Racing. So they're having a good night as well.
yeah, all our contenders are still up there and in the fight here. Yeah, you mentioned, yeah.
So looking further back, Wathan has jumped up to 11. So Wathan quietly, after starting from the back, running his race here. Nemcev and Kurt Chandler. This is for 12th, so Curtis under some pressure here from Nikita here late in this first stint. So these guys look for pit stops to come relatively soon, within the next, I'd say, 5 laps or so, as Nieto takes it off and impacts the inside retaining wall quite heavily.
Oh!
So,
well, I was just going to mention...
that move, sorry, Marty up to 5th and Taylor up a spot as well.
I was just going to mention, you know, that the race has gained a lot of definition. We don't have these tooth and nail fights now, and everything is not so just focused on the 2 inches in front of you. The race dynamic has kind of changed more to running a good pace, keeping it on track, not making mistakes, and boy, we just saw one from Nieto.
So it is Parsons in 2nd, and this battle between Joe LaCour and Nunez continues to push forward here as Nunez tucks in behind Joe LaCour. We're going to jump on board. Ooh, Joe LaCour with a bit of a bobble. Nope. Good move there from Nunez. Going to have the inside run here. Joe LaCour defends.
Yeah, and it is Ian Joe LaCour we've seen make the more mistakes perhaps in this other front group here. Small mistakes, but now a little bit with that damage as well. So perhaps his suspension is set up a little suspect to begin with, and now also with that damage.
Yeah, it's hard to say if it was him or Parsons or even Nunez who had contact with Imola. So I had kind of a not so good of an angle there for that incident.
Boy, Matt Taylor suddenly to 9th there. Sorry, Al, on the scoreboard. Greatrex eclipsing Matt Taylor.
Oh yeah, Lithgow up to 7th. Interesting. So it looks like Matt has taken it off and has, fallen back to 9th. Right behind him is John Wathen. So Wathen's charge through the field here continues. Chris Moses, best lap of the race with a 42.8. Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, it sure does. And I was just looking at that scoring pylon at Luis Nieto. Now, I didn't take a look. I assume that Luis has jumped into the pits where we weren't looking. So he is down in the field as well at the moment. Oh no, he had just impacted. Right. He had just made contact with the wall, so he probably jumped in for some repair.
Yeah, he could very well have. Didn't catch that if he did or not. All right, the gap right now, 1st to 2nd, is 9 seconds. Moses over Aaron Parsons. Well, it's a good battle here for this 9th spot, as Wathen might have. Wathen has some pretty good pace here, and he's holding on close to Matt Taylor, not letting him get away. Ooh, Wathen nearly throws it off, but hangs on to it. So Nunez has lost some time to Joe LaCour, now down 4 seconds to Ian. So that gap out front has widened just a little bit. But right behind this Taylor-Wathen battle is Nemcev and Kurt Chandler. So these guys have been having a good duel here for a number of laps. On board with Nemcev.
Yeah, Nemcev kind of up and down here in this event, but taking advantage of some of the recent problems out there on track and picking up a few spots.
As Joe LaCour looks like he's made a mistake now, and Joe LaCour's in the pits. Nemcev may have a run on Chandler here, going into Ravazza. Yeah, looks like Kurt might have just let him pass, so Nemcev picks up that position.
Yeah, and pit stops beginning in earnest here, halfway through our event. Race clock at 25 minutes, but laps about halfway.
Great tricks in. Lithgow in. Houston in, and he's away. Joining in 8th. So Joe LaCour has rejoined the race in 5th.
Whoa! Big off by Wathen. Saves it. Yeah, so interesting now to see just how deep some of these guys up front are going to take it.
And Moses is staying out. Looks like Parsons is going to stay out as well. Ronnie, yep, so top 3 have stayed out. Marty Uren now up to 4th. 20 seconds behind the leader. Marty into the pit lane. Pretty long pit lane here at Imola.
Yeah, you know, your service is going to get completed just lickety-split here in this Formula Masters series, but that is only if you do not have damage. That's going to slow you down in the pits.
So pretty good stop there from Marty. He is going to come out. In 6th as Taylor just makes his way past. Wathen now into the pit lane, as is Kurt Chandler. So Parsons dealing with some lap traffic up ahead. That's Jonathan Cuppett. And Chris Moses still has yet to pit. He's staying out, so a bit of a different strategy here from Chris. We haven't seen him stretch out his stops. Parsons in.
He feels like the car's working okay for him, and so I guess he's going to go ahead and keep running it if it feels okay, and why not?
Looks like Parsons had some contact with the pit wall coming in.
Oh no.
Parsons is going to come out ahead of Joe LaCour. See, that is Nunez coming out of the pit lane, so he is serviced, and Joe LaCour beats him out. So that gap between Nunez and Joe LaCour is about 7 seconds. Taylor now up to 5th. So those guys up front have not stopped yet, Brad.
No, they haven't stopped. John Wathen, I'm sorry, has stopped. He was in that battle with Matt Taylor before he stopped, as you may recall.
So PMR has yet to stop. Chris Moses out. Taylor running in 5th. So Chris is in. See how he comes out in relation to Parsons. He should beat him out.
Yeah, should have still a healthy lead, assuming everything goes okay in the pits.
Pretty long stop there.
Oh, 42.8. Best lap by John Houston. Where'd that come from?
Yeah, Houston may be on the soft there, Brad. Yeah, Houston, best lap of the race.
Let's just take a look at the tape. Nope. Hards.
Yeah, so Houston, Wathen. He said he had the pace. I'm sorry, no, that's Houston you said, right? Or Wathen? Oh, it's
Yep.
Houston.
Yeah, Wathan turning some very fine laps as well. Best lap mid 44. But yeah, that 42.8 very impressive there by John Houston.
All right, so after stops, it is Moses, Parsons, and Joe LaCour, your top three. That's 5-second gap, so Moses losing out a bit to Aaron Parsons in that stop. It was 9 seconds when they came in, when Parsons came in originally.
Yeah, interesting that. Moses, I wouldn't have thought stayed out long enough to degrade the tires and gave up too much pace on track, but nonetheless, it did happen. You say you thought you saw Parsons hit the wall, huh? On entry?
Yeah, it looked that way. I'm not sure, but let's run down the order here as Taylor came out ahead of Marty Uren. I believe Taylor has stopped, so whatever Taylor did worked out well for him because he lost some time to Marty. So we got a good battle shaping up here between Taylor, Marty, and John Houston, who is flying.
Yeah, we sure do, and all these guys involved in that very tight team classification now. Let's not forget it is Matt Taylor, our points championship leader as well.
So this is the battle for fifth between Taylor, Uren 6, Houston in 7. Kevin Miller having a good run here, up to 8. Right behind him is Oscar Lithgow running in 9th. So these guys have all pitted. Luis Nieto in 10th, followed by Watton, Gratrix, and Greg Myers. That's 11th, 12th, and 13th. Nemtsev up in 14th. Chandler in 15th. Getting chased down here by Sergio. Cuppet. He's back at 17th. Not sure what happened to Cuppet, but I believe he must have had an incident. Lou Mascarelli. He is running in 18th, and then Brian Story bringing up the rear. So that gap between Moses and Parsons immediately we're shooting up here as it's now nearly 7 seconds.
Yeah, that one's shooting up. One that's coming down is that 5th place battle. I tell you, John Houston is just on a charge here.
This is the battle between Houston and Marty. This is for 6th. On board with Houston.
Yeah, really rocketed up quickly to Marty Uren, and I think that this is going to be a 3-way battle for that 5th spot.
Ooh, Houston getting a little bit. Catching a little bit of the gravel.
Yeah. Matt Taylor's best lap now only into the low 44s, and here are Marty Uren and John Houston behind him, 43 and 42 respectively.
Yeah, Moses and Houston, the only 2 drivers to jump into the 42s. Tough break for Tiago. Sorry, buddy. Get him next week. Well, this may be a matter of time here for Taylor. He's under some intense pressure.
Yeah, I mean, the longer he can stay out in front of Uren, the better. You know, who knows? Maybe. Oh, who was that? Lou, I think. Yeah, the longer you can stay out, you know, the longer there's a chance those guys can throw it off. You can get some separation. But I think Matt Taylor is in a fight here these last 10 laps. He wants to retain that position.
Yep, that was Lou. He is out.
Yeah, bummer.
Well, I know Lou said he's going to Germany to maybe drive around the ring. Ooh, as Houston has a look on the inside of Marty. But Lou, please don't drive like that around the ring. You'll be coming home in a body bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Houston really pushing here. Had a look on Marty, couple corners back. Talked about Houston last couple of weeks being very aggressive.
Yeah, that's right. We have, haven't we? And I would have to say it's a bit of a turnaround here for John Houston. I think as soon as the pace started to go up, the aggression started to go up. I think he kind of figured out how to mesh the two a little bit together, and it is obviously working out. And that team is reaping the rewards. Wow, less than, 9 to go now.
Yeah, this was a big lockup from Taylor into turn one. Losing a bunch of momentum here. Marty may have a look at Taylor. Yep, Marty now all over the back of Matt. Houston looking to take advantage as well. Ooh, is he going to make it stick? Oh, these guys nearly had some contact. It's going to be Houston and Marty. Houston taking it well wide. And he makes the pass. What's up with Marty?
He didn't run out of fuel, did he? No.
Yeah, he slowed down abruptly. I'm not sure what happened there, but... So, Houston makes the pass on Marty. And now he's got Matt Taylor in his sights. It's going to be big for Houston if he can get back past Matt. Pick up some points in that team championship.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, it's Marty Uren losing out on a few now for Kung Fu Racing as they run on track.
Cuppet out of the race, so Houston maintaining that best lap so far of a 42.8. Yeah, if he would have held that, that might be his first ever fast lap.
Yeah, that's a real possibility, Al, and I have to say it is pretty darn impressive. I think that somewhere about halfway through this event, he kind of figured out the lines around this difficult circuit and is putting it to good use.
Yeah, quite a bit of attrition here for this round 8 here at Imola. Cuppet, Mascarelli, Canola, Rolfe, Savoy, Rally, all suffering some early exits.
Yeah, a couple self-induced, one notable one, and Thiago Canola perhaps not. But nonetheless, you're right, and really it's a track that we would kind of expect to see the attrition up a little bit.
Now, if you're Matt Taylor, do you play the weight game at this point?
Well,
I know you don't like playing. I know you don't like doing that.
Probably not. Look, it's a 5-point lead. Ronnie Nunez is still in fourth. Ronnie Nunez, if he finishes in that position, is going to take quite a few points. So
he may not have a choice here, as Houston's about to get past. Nope.
Yeah, if you're Matt Taylor, you don't want to be giving up too many more points to Ronnie Nunez out in front here.
Yeah, that's a good point. Moses is going to pick up points on both those guys.
Yeah.
It looks like Moses leading most laps so far, so he's going to, if he can finish up front, he's going to pick up max points for this race.
Yeah, an interesting bobble there from Marty. I don't know if he felt like maybe he took advantage on the corner, or like cut it and got back in front that way, and he said, "Well, I'll go ahead and give the position up." It's really weird.
Yeah, I don't understand what happened there either. Like you, I thought he ran out of fuel, but Houston, if he get a run on Matt here in the final corner. I don't think Houston, I think he's running a bit more downforce than these guys up ahead. Not able to close that gap to Taylor down the straight here, but I may be mistaken.
Yeah, and we know that Matt Taylor does have some weight on board versus, well, okay, so they're pretty similar in weight. I thought John Houston had less, but it's 20 kilograms for Matt Taylor, 15 for John Houston, so that's pretty even. Nonetheless, it is the battle on track at the moment as we are wrapping up this Imola event. Closing laps, as it were.
Yeah, Marty Uren still running there in 7th. Unable to pick up time on these two guys ahead of him. The gap out front between Moses and Parsons, it is about 10 seconds. Those gaps have been pretty static between Moses through Nunez, so not much has changed there.
No, not at all. We saw Moses have an advantage there in the second half of that first stint. It looks like it's playing out the same way here in the second stint. Well, John Houston find a way. 5 laps to go. That is a lot of pressure if you're Matt Taylor to have to hang tough there for 5 laps. If it's 2 or 3, you know, you figure you got a good shot. You can do some early defensive blocking, these types of things. But 5 laps, still a lot of pressure to hold on for that long.
He's running some really nice times. He's about 5 seconds off of Jolly Core, but it's a lot of time to make up here with only 5 laps to go.
Yeah, not too much lap traffic out there due to that attrition. That's going to help these guys out as well. Don't have to negotiate that lap traffic and kind of throwing an extra monkey wrench into the works. Yeah, I suppose if you're Matt Taylor, you really want to finish, I guess, in this spot. You're not going to get up to Ronnie Nunez. You get an opportunity to lose a little bit of weight here if you finish 5th. Yeah, this is where Matt Taylor wants to finish.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see John consistently taking that line at exit of Variante Alta.
Yeah.
Taylor holding a tighter line through there, but
yeah, haven't seen the advantage there much for John Houston taking that approach, have we?
No, not
I mean, just
so
kind of,
much.
yeah, even up, pick 'em type deal, yeah.
Oh, getting a bit of a toe here down the straight on Taylor. He's going to have a look on the inside. Nope. Thought about it.
Yeah, pays 4 points for the win, so even if John Houston does get past Matt Taylor here, they are losing points to our front runners PMR, but they can narrow that deficit that they'll lose by a couple points. Boy, PMR has been so solid this season. All right, 3.5 laps.
Yeah, time winding down here for Houston. He's got to do something quickly. Chris Moses now retakes best lap of the race with a 42.6, so no letting up for Chris. He is pushing hard. Myers now falling under some pressure. Houston now looking on the inside. At Ravazza. Oh, and he lost it on throttle.
That was an aggressive mood. If you're John Houston, you know, the laps are winding down. You got to do it at some point, but wow.
Hardy not close enough to overtake Houston there, so that's the breathing room, I think, Taylor needed.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think John Houston is going to have the pace to get back up there. And boy, it's, it's such a nice feeling to see a guy behind make that little mistake and know the pressure's off a little bit.
It's further back here. It is Greg Myers now under some pressure from Mike Greatrix. This is 4:11.
Yeah, saw Mike Greatrix up there toward the top 10 before that pit stop rotation, but has since fallen back a little bit from there.
Greatrix here down the straight. Really closing up on Greg to turn one.
Yeah, that best lap differential. Now about half second there, Greg Myers to Mike Greatrix. So Greatrix with that advantage.
Houston starting to close back up on Matt Taylor.
Yeah, 2 full laps to go, but you have to think that it's still going to be a very tough ask. Got to get back and check out that 11th place battle as well. Those guys going at it.
Yep. All right, so Houston now back on the bumper of Matt Taylor.
That was pretty fast. He got back up there quickly, didn't he?
Yeah, he certainly did. Oh, Houston.
Oh!
That'll happen. Oh, he's going to lose a spot now to Marty. Oh, and he noses it into the wall. See, Nieto may pick up a spot here. This is going to be big for him. He is in the championship hunt as well. Maybe not. He's a bit too far back. But Houston back on track. Now falling back to 7th. So that's it for John. Meyer is still out front ahead of Greatrix. Yeah, it's so easy to do. Just catch a real wheel off under that, on the grass there. Can really upset the car.
Well, I'm thinking, you know, John Houston might have thought, well, okay, I'm out of it. I'm going to have to settle for this position, and he might have been caught out and go, oh, wait a minute, I have to kind of refocus here, try to make something happen.
Oh, this has been a great battle.
Something happened.
It's been a great battle for the last number of laps between Greg. Ooh, Greg with a bit of a moment. Greatrix may be able to close up some time here.
Yeah, I think he can, but you know, these guys are they're a lap off the leaders here, so it's hard to say when their race is gonna end. Don't know if they'll make it around another complete lap or not.
All right, Greg. No, they're on the lead lap still. Nemcev, the first one on our lap down.
No, my timing and scoring is screwed up. That's weird. That's happened before too.
So Chris Moses now starting the final lap of the race. Greatrix very close now here on Greg. Greg is going to have a look on the inside. Ooh, Greg may hang on to this one. And he does.
Wow.
Wow, very close battle here between these two guys. Nice job by both those guys. I had a feeling Greatrix might push them out wide, but gave each other plenty of room.
Yeah, boy, running this close, this deep in the event after kind of the race-long stress, navigating traffic, making your pit stop, everything. Oh, I'm sorry, you're wrapping up.
Chris Moses now coming around for the final time. He's going to take the win here at Imola. His first win of the season. His streak continues here. That's going to do it. Nemcev going to finish a lap down with Chandler. Parsons going to take second. Followed by Joe LaCour. And Nunez did close up that gap to Joe LaCour, but not enough time here. LaCour is going to take third. Nunez fourth. Now Taylor's going to hang on to fifth. Marty Uren sixth. Looks like Greg is going to hang on to this. He may hang on to this advantage over Mike Greatrix.
Yeah, both drivers made a bit of a mistake there. Both going off wide a little bit, so Mike could not take advantage of that Gregory Meyer's mistake.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be all Greg. Miller with a great finish here, finishing 10th. Oh, Greg nearly throws it off. Oh, Greatrix throws it off. Oh, so it looks like Greg's going to hang on to it.
Wow.
What a finish. Going to back out and talk to our race winner. Chris Moses, do you copy? Hello, Chris.
Oh, that's weird. Moses not being around for a post-race interview.
Yeah. Oh, Chris, you there? Oh, looks like your sound's all screwed up. All right, well. What a finish, Brad. I don't know. Chris's mic's a little messed up, but...
It's better.
Nope. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, but nonetheless, quite the race here tonight, Brad. Chris Moses scoring maximum points here for this race as taking pole, leading, winning the race and leading every lap. It was a pretty impressive run, but the start was the most intense we've seen in quite some time, Brad.
Yeah, it was really survival of the fittest up there in front, and just a question, I think, it was shaping up to be who was going to crack first, and it certainly was not Chris Moses in the end, so, but it was a great battle nonetheless, and yeah, I think it was not easy, but a lot easier once Chris Moses was able to get clear of some of that traffic, able to kind of focus. We knew he had good pace, and he proved it on track. Another great race at Imola, not maybe as many surprises as we're used to seeing on this track, but got to give a notable mention to Kevin Miller. Nice top 10 finish for him, and kind of sorely needed over the course of this pretty rough season for Kevin Miller. So good on him, and good on the rest of the guys that finished this tough event.
Yeah, it was hard for a tough night for Tiago Canola as he was running up there after qualifying second. So I'm not sure what happened to him, but he had some tough luck there, but nonetheless, it was a pretty outstanding race and some great battles, obviously, in the first stint and the second stint as well. So between Taylor, Houston, and Marty, as well as Greatrix and Greg. So Greg hanging on to that spot over Greatrix there at the end. So another great night of racing here at NAGP. We're going to be back next Monday from Monza as we travel up north to... well, I'm not sure where Monza is, but it's somewhere in Italy, up in the northern parts. But thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back this coming Thursday from Sebring for the Thursday Night GT series. So hopefully you guys can tune in for that. Marty Uren and John Wathen will have coverage for you then. But until next week, we'll be back, like I said, Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern for round number 9 from Monza. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and have a great night.
Great night.